Hi, this is Stephen from OWNorDisown. In today's video, I am going to review the new Eluktronics RP-17. It's a 17-inch gaming laptop with an AMD Ryzen 4800H CPU and a 90W RTX 2060 that can be boosted to 110 watts via Electro Boost. It is also available in a 15-inch model, the RP-15, and pricing starts at $1,250 and is available both on the Eluktronics website and Amazon. Now, I do spend a lot of time testing these laptops to help you reach an educated decision on your purchase. So, if you are new to my channel, consider subscribing. You can configure it to have up to 8TB of storage via the two M.2 NVMe slots, as well as up to 64GB DDR4 3200MHz RAM. Now, powering it is a 62Wh battery, which was good for 3 hours of runtime, and to keep you connected is a fast Wi-Fi 6 AX200 card. Now, all these are user replaceable by removing the plastic base, which, as you can see, has good air intakes. The speakers fire down at the front and make use of the THX spatial audio software that not only make them sound quite loud, but also have decent range and good bass. The system passes my real-time audio test when connected to AC, but interestingly, it failed when on battery. The system has good cooling too, with 5 heat pipes and 4 heatsinks. And as you can see, the chassis is pretty cool, and the plastic base shields you well from the heat nicely. Since the RP-17 is part of their covert gamer line, you will notice that the chassis is free of any Eluktronics logos or stickers. This makes the plastic lid and the plastic keyboard deck very clean looking, which I really do like, and I found that it doesn't smudge much and is easy to wipe clean. The one-piece Windows Precision touchpad is also made of plastic. It tracks well, but I did feel that it rattled quite a bit, so it did feel a bit loose. I was a big fan of the membrane keyboard. The keycaps are quite large and have good tactile feedback. You will notice that they highlight the WASD keys in white, and for those that like a separate number pad, you will be pleased they include one here, as well as on the 15-inch model. Above the keyboard is a separate power button, and alongside that is a button that changes the various power modes. The function keys can also be changed to media keys via the BIOS. The key lighting is good. It has 4 levels of brightness, and via the control center you can either choose one color, have it automatically change colors randomly, or manually choose a sequence of the color change as well as the time interval between the colors. You have 3 power modes. There's office mode, which pushes 20 watts to the CPU under non-gaming loads and 25 watts when gaming. And in this mode you can customize the fan to your liking. In gaming mode, the CPU pulls 50 watts under a non-gaming load and up to 35 watts when gaming. Finally, you have Beast mode that has a CPU boost option. This increases the power to the 4800H from 54 watts to 73 watts, and as you can see in the Cinebench chart, it gives you about a 5% boost in performance. You will also notice, unlike the Intel CPUs, it maintains the performance across several runs, which is fantastic for long-running workloads. Compared to other CPUs, the 4800H in the RP-17 is the best performer yet, beating the same CPU in the OWN-15 by 6% and the Asus TUF A15 by 11%. No matter what CPU workload I threw at it, the RP-17 beat everyone, and in fact it was faster than my i9 9900K desktop CPU. If your work requires fast multi-core performance, then this CPU is what you want. Beast mode also increases the power to the GPU, according to Eluktronics, from 90 watts to 110 watts. Now, you can't monitor this using software, but you can measure the power pull from the wall. As you can see, in Afterburner it will just show the 90 watts, and to be fair, the benefit you see will very much depend upon the game. In Far Cry New Dawn, Beast mode pulls 185 watts and Game mode pulls 179 watts. Here I show all 3 power modes using the auto fan, and even office mode as well, and there really is very little effect. In my slides, I show the differences between gaming and beast modes, shown by the top red and blue bars, as well as how its 2060 gets on compared to 2 Intel systems, the 80W Legion 5i in green and the 90W Helios 300 in orange. Electro Boost shows a negligible effect in this game, but interestingly we see both Intel systems showing better frame rates, especially the 90W Helios 300 to the tune of 15% over the RP-17. Now, this is a trend we will see quite often. Here is the new Rainbow Six Siege benchmark with all 3 power modes, and this time we see a nice boost using Beast mode. Despite the lower watts, Office mode does quite well, and using the auto fan sees a reduction of only about 3 degrees Celsius. And looking at the power pull from the wall, this time Beast Mode pulls 202 watts, whilst Game Mode pulls 164 watts. This time, the 90W RP-17 matches the 80W Legion 5i, and when boosted, it beats it by about 8%, but it's still 6% behind the 90W Helios 300. To showcase the effect of the Max Fan over the Auto Fan, I use Battlefield 5 in Beast Mode. Max Fan is at the top and Auto Fan at the bottom. Now generally there is only a degree or two difference, and as you can see with the embedded fan footage, there is only 2 decibels between them. And in this game, there is very little between the average frame rates of the 4 systems at the higher quality settings, but I would say that the AMD RP-17 has the better minimum frame rates. Comparing TimeSpy and Firestrike scores, it is clear how much faster the 4800H is over the 6-core i7-10750H, but 90W 2060 in the RP-17 again matches the 80W Legion 5i, and the 90W 2060 in the Helios 300 beats the 110W boosted RP-17. Now, could this difference be attributed to the higher single-core boost clock of the Intel CPUs? For those wondering, the idle fan is pretty quiet. And, like I said, you can configure your own fan profile in office mode, so it's an ideal laptop to use in the office. The 17.3-inch 1080p IPS type panel is ideal for both work and play. It has a 144Hz refresh rate, making it great for gaming, and compared to the 144Hz panel on the 17-inch Wi-Fi 40, its ghosting performance was comparable. With 95% of sRGB and 71% of Adobe RGB, it is okay for content creation work, plus the panel has no backlight bleed either. The panel has a little bit of flex, but of course it is made out of plastic. The hinges are nice and stiff. The bezels are also nice and slim at the sides, but still allow space at the top for the webcam. So here is the 720p webcam. Looks a little bit grainy, but you know, it does the job. And this is what it's like with the Max Fan. You find that it ramps up and you can hear it initially, but then settles off and it's not too bad. And of course when you're typing, like that. And it works well on battery, because that's what I've got it on now. Not bad. On the right, there is a full-size SD card reader, but beware, the card only goes part of the way in. And there are 2 USB 3.1 Gen 1 Type A ports and the air vent. On the left, you do have separate audio ports, a USB 2 and the Ethernet jack. Now round the back, we have the power connector, a USB-C port that has data only, but they make up for this by having 2 mini display ports and an HDMI 2.0, so you can still connect to 3 external displays. Now despite it being a 17-inch laptop, it is still pretty portable. It's only 30mm thick and weighs 5 pounds 10 ounces or 6 pounds 14 ounces with the 180W power brick. So how would I sum up the Eluktronics RP-17? Well, I was very impressed with the CPU performance, and if you need a fast 8-core CPU, then this is the best you can get at the moment. The thermals are also pretty good too. No need to use the Max Fan, which at 49 decibels means that you can comfortably use the inbuilt speakers, which are also very good. Now battery life is on the low side, which is a shame as competing systems get about 5 hours versus 3 hours here. Now the screen is colour accurate, it's sharp and it's fast. It doesn't have FreeSync unfortunately, but ghosting performance was good and it has no backlight bleed. Build quality is okay. It's not as nice as the Legion 5i and perhaps not quite as good as the Nitro 5 since the touchpad is loose. Certainly the likes of the Omen 15 and the Asus Zephyrus G14 are better in this regard, but they don't offer a 2060 that goes up to 110 watts. And this is where its main selling point lies, and it must be one of the most powerful AMD systems available right now. There is a definite trend though, certainly with the 2060 systems, that the Intel chips do seem to offer a benefit in gaming, but at least the Electro Boost does close that gap somewhat. I'd like to thank you for watching. Remember, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.